Agriculture, pastures, and grassland management. Pastures/grassland management. Terms used. Pasture: this is a fenced area demarcated forage plant, usually improved and on which animals are grazed. Fodder: this is a grass or legume that is cut and carried to the stalk for indoor feeding. Forage: this is a plant grown primarily for feeding livestock. Hay: this is feed produced by hydrating green forage for moisture content of 15% or less. Silage: this is forage preserved in a succulent condition by partial formation. Palatability: this is the relative attractiveness of feed to an animal. Herbage: this refers to leaves, stems, and other succulent part of forage plant that animals can feed on. Stocking rate: this is the number of animal grazing in unit area of pasture land irrespective of reliable or available herbage. Carrying capacity: this is the number of animals a given pasture is able to support for a given period of time. Types of pastures. There are two main types of pasture, i.e. agriculture, pastures, and grassland management. Forage plants found in natural pasture are well adapted to natural condition, hence can survive even under poor management. Natural pasture contains a variety of forage plant needed in the animal diet. They are found in areas that are difficult to cultivate, hence helping the utilization of such idle places. They can support a large population of local livestock species like goats, sheep, and cattle. They are cheap to maintain since they do not require a lot of care. They require fewer inputs during improvement. Disadvantages: they are less productive in terms of herbage yields and nutritive value. The grasses mature very fast, becoming stemmy and coarse, hence reducing palatability and nutritive value. They are usually grazed communally, hence high chances of more livestock using it, leading to overgrazing. Due to poor management of natural pasture, livestock diseases spread very fast from herd to herd. Lay pasture. Agriculture, pastures, and grassland management. Poor quality animals: most farmers rear poor quality animals, which cannot give profitable returns to cover the cost of lays. Poor managerial skills: most farmers lack basic knowledge and skills of managing lays so that they can be productive for a long period of time. Poor soil: most farmers are not willing to surrender their fertile soil for lay pasture production. Unreliable rainfall: lay pasture production requires rainfall which is not less 800 manually and must be well distributed. Importance of pastures: they provide organic matter to the soil after rotting. They provide a wide range of nutrients to grazing animals. They help in utilizing idle land. Deep-rooted pasture plants recycle plant nutrients from deeper layer to soil surface for rooters to use. They can break life cycle of pests when planted in a rotation with crops. They can reduce water evaporation from the soil, acting as a cover. Pastures are the cheapest source of feeds for animals. The root of pasture plant will bind soil particles together, hence reducing soil erosion. Agriculture, pastures, and grassland management. Weeds control: poisonous and notorious weeds should be removed. Provision of water to animals: watering point should be well distributed to avoid overgrazing and trampling on pastures in some places. Erosion control: stoloniferous grass SPP should be planted on bare surface or an overgrazed area to reduce soil erosion. Oversow: this is the introduction of improved forage SPP more, especially legumes in natural pasture to improve nutrient content. Control: grazing/rotational grazing/strict grazing. This encourages efficient forage utilized and reduces overgrazing. Establishing fodder bank that can be fed to animals when fresh herbage is scarce. Distribute salt licks evenly in a pasture to stop animals from creating small path at a pasture as they move to the point with the licks. Practice control burning so that all pasture with parasites are got rid of to give way for the young and nutritious forage. Draining water-logged areas so as to encourage proper forage growth and control parasites. Factors to consider. Agriculture, pastures, and grassland management. Planting materials: there should be good quality planting materials that ensure good pasture establishment. Cost of production: farmer should make sure that the expense involved in pasture establishment can be met from the income of the animals. Availability of pasture seeds: the pasture under consideration should have readily available seeds within the environment. Characteristics of a good pasture species: it should be easy to establish, hence reducing cost involved in replacing the seeds that fail to establish. It should be able to provide herbage even in times of scarcity. It should be drought resistant. In order to meet this, deep-rooted species are always preferred. It should be easy to manage, i.e. easy to plant, weed, and harvest. It should be highly palatable so that the animals can take it. It should match with the nutrient requirement of animal. It should show a high resistance to grazing, i.e. the species should be able to regenerate after grazing and persist for at least 3 years. It should be highly resistant to pests and diseases that can attack the pasture. Agriculture, pastures, and grassland management. Types of pastures. Pasture is divided into two broad groups. IT. Pasture grasses. Pasture legumes. Examples of pasture grasses: guinea grass, Panicum maximum, rootgrass, Porus guyana, Chondrosigal grass, Boracea rosiensis, elephant grass, Penistum purpureum, Kikuyu grass, Penistum clandestinum, Nandi grass, Set around seps, thatch grass, Hyperine arufa, star grass, Cyanodondotilon. Examples of common pasture legumes: greenleaf desmodium, Desmodium intortum, silverleaf desmodium, Desmodium uncinnatum, Stylo, Stylosanthus gracilis glycine, Glycine whitei, Centro, Centros mapubescens, Lucerne medicagosativa, Clovis trifoliums. Advantages of including legumes in a pasture: they fix nitrogen into the soil, hence improving soil fertility for other plant species. Agriculture, pastures, and grassland management. They increase the palatability of the pasture since they are highly palatable. Since they are deep-rooted, they help in recycling plant nutrients for use by other plant species. They reduce cases of bloat in animals since they are not very succulent. A good number of them have broad leaves, hence have the ability to control soil erosion. The legumes supply protein to the animals which supplement it. Grass. They give longer grazing periods since they mature at different times. They produce better quality and quantity of foliage for the animals. Adaptation of forage. Answer. The environment. They produce very many feeds which increases their chances of survival. Their seeds are light, hence can be easily dispersed by wind. They can withstand defoliation and regenerate quickly. They have short life cycle, hence able to utilize the shortest period of good conditions. Some have thorns and hair which discourage animals from eating them. Some species produce chemicals which keep off animals. Some have underground stem rhizomes which will sprout when the leaves and stems are destroyed.